Hello everybody, welcome back to Finally Rob. It's been a while since I last uploaded a video on this channel and I wanted to catch you up on my health journey. After having issues transferring a normal vlog to my computer several times and then trying to simply speak over some gameplay and constantly having issues with that recording and me getting sidetracked, I decided to script this video out so I don't get sidetracked and still give you all the updates. Doing this with a script also makes it a bit easier as I'm dealing with a lot of brain fog and I'm finding it hard to stay focused. I'll get into that a bit more later. The last video was during my extended sick leave, but towards the end of that. I have been back to work for quite a while now and it's time to finally make an update on how things have been going and the diagnosis I finally received. So I returned back to work at the end of October last year. I started on a 4-day week. For the first month I was officially on 80%, meaning that I worked 4 days and was paid for those 4 days. I had so much PTO left over, so paid time off, that I ended up taking every single Friday off for the rest of the year, and that was such a good decision. My fatigue was still setting in very quickly, mainly triggered by stress, and this way I had an actual weekend every week. I had Fridays to sleep and recover and was able to enjoy Saturdays and Sundays like everybody else would. My hobbies were actually fun again. I was able to practice for choir, do my crochet bake game. In short, I was able to enjoy the things that I love doing. That said, over time with being back to work, I did feel deeply that I would have needed more time, which wasn't possible financially. I will get into that part a little later though as well. When the holiday season arrived, I went to Germany to visit my mom for a few weeks. She had also had surgery just before Christmas, so I helped her as much as I could with the initial recovery. And while this wasn't super demanding, I did feel the fatigue and the pains creep back in over time. Towards the end of my visit, I took a trip across Germany to visit a friend that had also been hosting my bestie. We were hanging out and at some point during the evening I wanted to go to the bathroom, which was a flight of stairs up. Not much, but when I put my foot on the first step, I realized I didn't have the strength. I was struggling with my strength all evening and it seemed the toilet was just not an option in this moment. I took my foot back down and just stood there at the foot of the stairs, wondering if I could ask one of my friends to help me upstairs, which they would have helped me, or just wait for a bit and try again later. While thinking, my legs gave out and I fell for the first time, and it took me totally off guard. They immediately rushed over, finding me sitting on the floor, very confused. One of them picked me up and then I was told to sit on the sofa and stay there. I felt very well cared for, but we were all a bit rattled and scared. When I was finally back at my mom's house, I booked an appointment with my GP for when I would be back in Ireland. And a few days later I got back home to Ireland, and that is when my second fall happened. I had just arrived home, I turned the heater on and went into the shower. Luckily, that is not where I fell, but that is where I felt the weakness coming in. So when I was done with the shower, I went to sit on my bed and dry off and get dressed. That's when my core muscles gave out and I just fell backwards on my bed while drying off. Again, very scary. I was still wet from the shower, the flat was still cold, I was catching my breath and processing while not being able to sit back up, and suddenly the fire alarm started blaring. To be clear, there was no fire, no smoke, no nothing, everything is fine. It wasn't even warm yet. But yeah, so for about 5 or so minutes I was just laying there waiting for my body to work again while that damn alarm kept blaring. And once I was able to sit up, dry off and get dressed, I texted my landlord and asked him to help me with the fire alarm as I was too unable to deal with it myself. The landlord arrived about 15 minutes later. He replaced the battery. I learned that apparently when the battery is low, the fire alarm starts alarming. My landlord was really worried. He offered to all kinds of support, asked me if he could pick something up, do some groceries, drive me somewhere. He was really, really kind. I had already asked one of my neighbors though to pick up a couple of things the next time they went to the shop, so I was fine on that end. Yeah, so that neighbor, he brought the groceries a little bit later as well, and also checked in on me and asked if he could, help me with anything else, but I was fine for that moment. I was back on my feet. So yeah, skipping forward, I went to my GP a few days later and told him all that had happened. I feel that every time something new pops up, especially during a diagnostic process, the GP should know it to have a complete picture. And as you know from my previous vlogs, my whole body has been checked, from bloods to scans to getting prodded with needles to check if my muscles work right. Nothing out of the ordinary was found in any of the tests. On one hand, that's great, but on the other hand, it's hard to find a treatment or a way to cope when you don't know what you have, and the only thing that keeps happening is more and more new symptoms popping up seemingly randomly. Well, during that GP visit, I explained that I needed a diagnosis, so I have a starting point. The only test that was still missing was the sleep study, and there was no end in sight for the waiting list. I'm at this point in time still waiting for that, by the way. Previously, the GP had already thought about CFS, and the diagnosis I received is very close to that. The diagnosis I received is FND. FND means functional neurological disorder. It's an umbrella term, and CFS falls within that. I asked the GP what, if anything, the sleep study would change within that diagnosis. If anything was found, he explained it wouldn't change the FND diagnosis. It may just shed some light on my sleeping and give us options to get me into some restful sleep. So we spoke a bit more about the treatment options that might be available, and there are currently no specific treatments. I will come back to that later though. He explained that he has several patients with this diagnosis, and that those who are able to step away from working are usually the ones that get better over time, or at least don't get worse, whereas those who remain at work tend to get worse over time. After going home, I was anxious and scared for quite some time. I understand that health is more important than working, and after lots of work on myself, I can also accept that my value is not measured by my productivity. However, the world doesn't run on happy thoughts, it runs on money. I have no financial security and can't just step out of work without a backup plan. Like the majority of people, I live paycheck to paycheck. Currently, I could possibly bridge 1 month if I lost my job, but that would completely deplete my bank account. So what are my options if I know that I need to step away from the 9 to 5? Well, I read every page on benefits and such that I could find for Ireland. Moving back to Germany is not an option for me, even if the social care system is better equipped for people like me there. So what do? The Irish social welfare system is not made for single people that don't have people who can financially support them. Disability payments are so low that I might maybe survive on them, but living is something different. After a while, I decided that I should look into options of working in my own pace, hopefully on something I enjoy, and this way I would, with a little bit of luck, be able to support myself. But how? At the moment, I have 2 ideas that may or may not work, and I'm trying one of them right now. Option 1 would be to dive into my crochet hobby fully and start selling my crochet work. I enjoy crocheting, but I would have to crochet a lot to make that work. Option 2 would be to revive my gaming channel on YouTube and hopefully grow it enough to support myself financially. And currently I'm working on option 2, so I have started uploading videos, creating shorts, streaming several times a week. I would play them anyway, so why not just upload and see if people want to watch it. My current goal is 1, get past 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize, and 2, to get to 5k so I can hopefully start reaching out to sponsorship options as I climb to 10k and hopefully above. However, that is a lot of work and a long way to go. I'm currently at 111 subscribers. So if you like Minecraft, Stardew Valley or League of Legends and you want to support me, please head over to my gaming channel and check it out. If you like what you see, subscribe to it. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed to me on this channel, do that too. I am always happy to welcome more people into the space. Currently, I consider working on the gaming channel like a second job because of how many hours go into it. I love doing it because I enjoy creating videos and editing them, etc. So I definitely hope that it takes off a bit, at least at some point. Enough of the pitch though. I did give myself 1 or 2 years before stepping away from regular work, and I hope that I am ready to do that by then financially. If not, I have to look into what I can do, but we'll see. In the meantime, I will make sure to register myself disabled so my public service card gets updated with all that, with all that work. I will at least get free public transport across the country, and that's a good start. It will also help if I do need some longer time off of work to process those kinds of payments a bit faster. Anyway, with all of this, we are now back to the present, and I did promise to talk a little bit more about my symptoms and how I'm feeling right now. So all the symptoms are neurological, and from what I have learned so far, they happen because for whatever reason neurons will misfire, or neural pathways are connected wrong or disconnected or whatever, and it's not quite clear why that happens and why it happens to some people but not to others, and also why the symptoms are such a wide range from patient to patient. Research is still going on, and as I learn more I will share more, but summarize, that's the extent of what I understand. The symptoms for me keep piling up, and I can roughly split them into mental and physical symptoms. Physically, I mainly deal with weak spells, balance issues, movement issues. So sometimes I can lift things or grab things, or have issues walking or doing certain movements. Sometimes it's all of those things, and sometimes just 1 or 2. Mentally, it's different levels of brain fog, I feel like, from just having some word finding issues on a good day to full on forgetting what you told me literally 5 seconds ago. So sometimes my focus is gone so far that I cannot think through a whole sentence, let alone follow a conversation. I have become quite the hermit. I've always been an introvert, but currently this is the next level of just, locking myself inside my home. I try to go outside and walk a bit every day that I'm able to, just to keep mobile. Whenever I have issues with certain movements, I will do my best to repeat those specific movements over and over so that I can train my brain to let me do them again in the future. Generally speaking, what I learned is that often a mix of physiotherapy and talk therapy can be helpful. However, currently I refuse to spend money. As long as the movement exercises I do are helping, I will stay with that. It is hard to find somebody with a specialty, or at least a lot of experience with patients that have FND. I mean this for both physio and psychotherapy. I don't need to increase flexibility or build muscle, and I don't need new coping skills or breathing exercises or stuff like that. I need support because of the FND, so I need a team around me that is knowledgeable enough to offer that specific support. So anyway, currently I try those movements and the walking and so on, and I am trying to be kind and patient with myself. It's quite the learning curve when you have done nothing but push yourself for 41 years, but I'm getting there, and I have a lovely chosen family around me to fall back on when I do have a bad day. And I think that's it for today. I have a few more topics I would like to go into detail about, but that is for the next 1 or 2 videos. I will make at least 2 more videos anyway, already working on the script. One will be a bit more detail surrounding the money stuff I touched on earlier. The second one will be a bit more about my current daily routines and how I work around the limitations I'm facing. But until then, again, pay my gaming channel a little visit if you like, and otherwise, have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Your turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain.
Consult the handbook. Took the base.
Enemy killing spree. Enemy double kill.
I love camping.
An enemy has been slain.
I love the green experience.
Yeah! Enemy killing spree. destroyed a turret. been slain.
Here's a mushroom with your name on it.
An enemy has been slain.
Easy target. Swiftly.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy dominating.
Another win for teamwork.
An enemy is godlike. Shut down.
Watch your step. Hello, shopkeep. What's the latest?
Your turret has been destroyed. Ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Shut down. Just wait.
Rivers are never alone. Every river is our friend. Every pebble our bestest buddy.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yeah! Woo! Ha! I'm a fun guy.
Ally has been slain. Ally has been slain.
Always happy to lend a hand. adventure. Sometimes it's good to...
Your turret has been destroyed.
Power of the Scout Code.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Nowhere to hide.
Amber Scout isn't just a title, it's a way of life.
Your inhibitor has respawned.
Like the Green Grapes. Yeah! Gotta run. And absorb.
Reflects your torment.
Spirits the city.
Ally has been slain. Rampage. Just wait.
I love the smell of mushrooms in the morning. Here's a mushroom with your name on it.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Like rule number 92 says, you can't help others if you don't
Your
help
inhibitor
yourself
has been
first.
destroyed. destroyed a turret. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.